Alright, let's talk about swaps. We're going to do the standard little classroom setup here. We have two companies, company AAA, company BBB. They can issue in the fixed rate market. They can issue in the floating rate market. Let's just say that AAA could issue at 7% and B could issue at 8.5% in the fixed rate market. In the floating rate market, A could issue at 6-month LIBOR plus 40 and B could issue at 6-month LIBOR plus 90. Okay, so the spread here is 150 basis points. Spread here is 50 basis points. So the spread between the spreads is 100 basis points. So this is the amount that's available for profit for the swaps. So we have AAA right here. We have the swap dealer right here. I'm just doing this because I've learned how to draw this box. And we have BBB over here. So the first thing we have to think about is who has the comparative advantage where. A is the better company. They have a lower rate. They have to pay a lower rate in either market, but they're a whole lot better over here. They're 150 basis points better compared to 50, so they're a whole lot better in fixed. And look at BBB. B is the worst company, but they're closer to A's skill set, so to speak, in the floating rate market. So what happens is A has a, let's think of it kind of this theoretical way. A wants to issue floating, and they go to the Merrill Lynch, and Merrill Lynch or Goldman Sachs, whoever, says, and they say, I want to issue floating, and they say, no, look, let's do this new thing called a swap, and if you do this swap, we can get you a lower rate, and we want you to issue in the fixed rate market at 7%, because that's what you do best. That's where you have a comparative advantage with this other guy, B, that you, and they don't have to know each other, and B goes to the same swap dealer and says, I want to pay fixed, and the swap dealer says, no, you issue floating, and we're going to do this swap and make you better off. So when I say better off, exactly how much better off? Well, they're 100 basis points, and for the classroom, 10 are going to go to the swap dealer, and we're going to split the difference between those, so that's 45 to each. And A issues where it has a comparative advantage, B issues where it has a comparative advantage, and if A wants to be in fixed, we're done. That's the best they can do. If B wants to be in floating, we're done. That's the best they can do. The swap only works if the company prefers to issue where they don't have a comparative advantage. Let's start looking at B. B could have issued fixed rate market at 8.5%, right? So this is B. The swap dealer said, I will make you 45 basis points better off, so your net position will be 8.05. You'll be paying 8.05. So if B issues LIBOR plus 90 basis points, issue a bond at that, the swap dealer will say, look, we will pay you LIBOR. In return, you pay something back to us. And my question is, exactly how much will that be? Well, B is going to be paying 8.05. They're currently paying LIBOR plus 90 basis points or 0.9%. They're receiving LIBOR, and then they'll have to pay X, right? So those cancel out, and this will be X will equal 7.15. So they pay 7.15. Now look and see what's happened. The LIBORs go away. They're paying 90 basis points plus 7.15 or 715 basis points. Their total 8.05% or 805 basis points. Now what about A? Do A in red. A was promised that they would be 45 basis points better off. They were at LIBOR plus 40. I want to make them 45 basis points better off. So at the end of the day, they're going to be at LIBOR minus 5. Okay? So to get them into LIBOR, they will pay LIBOR to the swap dealer. The swap dealer will pay something back to them. So what does that have to be? Well, look at what A is paying right now. They're paying LIBOR. They're paying 700 basis points. They need to receive X, so their net position is LIBOR minus 5. So just solving the equation, L goes away. 700 minus X equals minus 5. X must equal 705 basis points. So now we can see that A's total pay is LIBOR minus 5, B's is 7.15. The swap dealer is receiving 7.15, paying 7.05, making 10 basis points. So in a test, you're not going to draw a box, but in a test, I would say design a swap such that the swap dealer gets 10 basis points, the two companies split the remainder. Tell me how many basis points are available. 100. A pays what to the swap dealer in return for what? A pays LIBOR in return for 7.05. B pays what to the swap dealer in return for what? B pays 7.15 in return for LIBOR. So there you'd have it set up, kind of the classroom style. Now the next thing I want to think about is what are these actual payments going to look like. So when B calls up to the swap desk, let me leave that right there. When B calls to the swap desk, they say, I want to swap into fixed. And so the swap dealer says, okay, you're going to pay me 7.15. So they're going to say, I want to swap into fixed 3-year or 5-year, 7-year, whatever time frame, $100 million, $200 million, whatever the price is. So let's just say that it is a $100 million notional principal on the swap. I want to see what those payments might be. And let's just say they start December 1st, 2012. So semi-annual is going to be payments that look like this. We'll just go this will be far enough for you to get the hang of what's going on. So we need to find out what 6-month LIBOR is, or the 6-month, because there are different types of LIBOR. So I'm just going to make unrealistic numbers up because LIBOR is so small right now. Say it's 3, then say it goes down to 2.8, then it goes up to 2.9, and then it goes down to 2.6. Now, I don't know, sitting here today, November 2012, what these rates are going to be. Let's say it's December 1st today. So I know this rate right now. I don't know any of those in the future. Just waiting until the time comes along until I find that. So let's see what B pays to the swap dealer and what B receives. So first B receives and then B pays. Well, if I'm looking at the 2013, so I want to know what they pay on this date in 2013, what they receive and what they pay, I use the 3%. So I say the $100 million times 3% divided by 2, and that's going to be 1.5 million, right? And what do they pay? Well, they pay every time 7.15 million divided by 2, whatever that happens out to be. So this is going to be the same every time because it's fixed. What's that? 575. They pay that every time. But here you're going to have 1.4 million, and here you're going to have 1.45 million. The point being, the LIBOR from the time before determines the actual payment. One other thing I want you to know, we're not going to do the calculations with it, but typically the LIBOR portion pays on an actual over 360, and typically the fixed, so this is typically how the floating part pays, and the fixed pays the actual over 365 usually. So that's kind of, in real world, it's not going to just be divided by 2. In the real world, it would be the $100 million times the 3%. I don't know how many days there are from December to June, but however many days there are from December to June, you would put that number right here. Let's just do it real quick. So December, January, February, March, April, May, so 182. That's all there is to swaps.